You used to know everything going on in her life. Her thoughts, her feelings, what happened at work, what's bothering her. She used to tell you things. Now, she's quiet. When you ask how her day was, you get fine. When you ask what's wrong, she says nothing. You're living with someone who used to share everything and now shares almost nothing. And you're sitting there wondering what happened. Did you do something wrong? Is she pulling away from the marriage? Why did she stop trusting you with what's going on in her life? Let me explain what's really happening here, because this is one of the most painful patterns in marriage, and most husbands have no idea they caused it. Your wife didn't stop sharing because she stopped caring about you. She stopped sharing because every time she did share, the experience didn't go well for her. Let me break down what that actually means. Think back to the last few times she told you something. Maybe she shared a problem at work. Maybe she told you something that was bothering her. Maybe she opened up about how she was feeling. What did you do? Probably one of three things. And all three make her less likely to share next time. First possibility, you immediately tried to fix it. She told you about a difficult situation, and you jumped straight to solutions. You meant well. You were trying to help. But what she experienced was, he doesn't want to hear about my problem. He just wants to make it go away. So she learned, sharing problems with him means getting advice I didn't ask for. That's not what I need, so I'll just stop sharing. Second possibility, you minimized what she was feeling. She told you something upset her, and you responded with, "That's not that bad," or, "At least it's not worse," or, "You're overthinking this." You thought you were giving perspective. What she heard was, "Your feelings aren't valid." So she learned, when I share how I feel, he tells me I shouldn't feel that way. That doesn't feel safe, so I'll stop sharing. Third possibility, you got defensive or made it about you. She tried to tell you something bothered her, and you immediately explained why she shouldn't be bothered or brought up something she did. You turned her attempt to share into an argument about who's right. She learned, sharing with him turns into conflict. It's easier to just keep it to myself. Over time, these experiences stack up. Share something, get fixed. Share something, get minimized. Share something, get into an argument. Eventually she stops sharing, because nothing good comes from it. And now you're wondering why she's so closed off. You didn't push her away in one big moment. You pushed her away in 100 small moments where sharing with you didn't feel safe. Here's what makes this so hard to see. You weren't trying to hurt her. You were trying to help or protect her from overreacting or defend yourself. Every individual response seemed reasonable to you, but she's not experiencing individual responses. She's experiencing a pattern. And the pattern is, when I'm vulnerable with him, it doesn't go well. So what do you do about this? First, understand that rebuilding her willingness to share takes time. You can't undo months or years of her learning not to open up in one conversation, but you can start creating new experiences where sharing actually feels good. When she does share something, even something small, your job is simple. Just listen. Don't fix. Don't minimize. Don't defend. Just be there with what she's telling you. Try responses like, "That sounds really hard," or, "I can see why that's bothering you." You're acknowledging her experience without trying to change it or debate it. That's it. That's the whole response. No, but have you tried? No, at least. No, well, actually. Just validation that what she's experiencing is real. Here's what that looks like in practice. She mentioned something frustrating that happened. Old response. Why don't you just... New response. That sounds frustrating. Tell me more about it. You're inviting her to share more instead of shutting down the conversation with solutions she didn't ask for. Now here's the hard part. Even when you start responding better, she might not immediately start sharing again. Because she's learned over time that sharing doesn't feel safe. She's not going to trust one good conversation and suddenly open up again. You have to prove through repeated experiences that things are different now. That means being patient. That means not getting frustrated when she still says fine instead of opening up. That means continuing to create safe moments, even when she doesn't take you up on them right away. Here's something else you need to know. Sometimes when she does start to share again, it might come out as criticism or frustration because she's been holding it in for so long. Don't get defensive about that. If she finally tells you something that's been bothering her and your first response is, "Well, why didn't you tell me sooner?" You just proved it's still not safe to share. She'll close back up. Instead, try, "Thank you for telling me. I know that's probably been hard to hold on to. What do you need from me?" You're acknowledging the difficulty of opening up instead of making her wrong for not doing it sooner. Let me give you another scenario. She starts to tell you about something and then stops herself. Maybe she says, "Never mind, it's not important." Don't say okay and move on. That teaches her that you're not really interested anyway. Instead, try, "No, I want to hear it. What were you going to say?" Show her that what she has to share matters to you, even when she's dismissing it herself. Here's what not to do if you want her to start sharing again. Don't ask, "Why don't you talk to me anymore?" in a frustrated tone. That puts pressure on her to open up when she doesn't feel safe doing it. She'll just feel guilty on top of feeling closed off. Don't point out how she used to tell you everything. "You used to share things with me." Sounds like an accusation. It makes her feel bad without addressing why she stopped. Don't try to force intimacy by demanding she tell you what's going on. Just tell me what's wrong. When said with frustration pushes her further away. And don't assume she's sharing with someone else instead of you and get jealous about it. Maybe she is talking to a friend or her mom. That doesn't mean she's replacing you. It means she found someone who responds in a way that feels safe. Here's the truth you need to hear. If your wife stopped sharing with you, it's because you taught her not to. Not through one big betrayal, but through consistent responses that made vulnerability feel unsafe. The good news? You can teach her something different. You can create experiences where sharing feels good instead of frustrating or hurtful. But it requires you to change how you respond. Stop fixing. Stop minimizing. Stop defending. Start validating. Start listening just to listen, not to respond. When she tests the water by sharing something small, treat that moment like gold. Show her through your response that this is safe now, that you're actually hearing her, not trying to change her or fix her or prove her wrong. One good response won't fix everything, but consistent good responses over time will show her that something's different, that she can trust you with her thoughts and feelings again. Here's your assignment. The next time your wife shares anything, even something tiny, respond with nothing but validation. "That makes sense," or "I can see why you'd feel that way." Don't add advice. Don't add perspective. Don't add anything. Just validate what she said and then be quiet. See what happens. That one response might not change everything, but it's the first brick in rebuilding trust that sharing with you is safe again. Comment below. Has your wife stopped sharing things with you? When did you notice it? If you want more help rebuilding connection and communication, grab the ebook. Links in the first comment or my bio.